Salutare copii! Bine v-am găsit la Storytime Online și astăzi vreau să vă prezint o carte foarte frumoasă și interesantă, Winnie the Pooh Story Treasury. Uitați-vă, are și o imagine aici așa interesantă. Vedeți, acest tigru se mișcă, așa se joacă, este un tigru jucăuș. Și aceste ilustrații sunt făcute de către Andrew Gray, dar cartea este scrisă de A.A.Milne. Și întâi de toate vreau să vă prezint personajele din această carte: Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Owl, Roo, Kanga, Rabbit, Christopher Robin, Tiger și Aero. Și vreau să vă mai arăt ceva, niște poezioare aici, despre personajele din această carte. A poem about Pooh, a poem about Aero, a poem about Piglet, a poem about Tiger. Așa. Și astăzi vreau să vă citesc povestioara Pooh Goes Visiting. Așa, să vedem ce se întâmplă, așa? Winnie the Pooh was walking through the forest, humming proudly to himself. He had made up a little hum as he was doing his toothless exercises in front of the glass. Tra-la-la, as he stretched up as high as he could go, and then tra-la-la, oh help-la, as he tried to reach his tooth. After breakfast, he had learned it off by heart, and now he was humming it right through properly. I went like this. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la, rum-tum, teedle, um-tum, teedle, eedle, teedle, eedle, teedle, eedle, rum-tum-tum, teedle, Pooh was humming this hum to himself when suddenly he came to a sandy bank, and in the bank was a large hole. Aha, said Pooh. Rum-tum-tildy, um-tum-tum. If I know anything about anything, that hole means rabbit, and rabbit means company, and company means food, and such like rum-tum-tildy. So he bent down, put his head into the hole, and called out, "Is anybody home?" There was a sudden scuffling noise from inside the hole, and then silence. What I said was, "Is anybody home?" called out Pooh very loudly. "No," said a voice, and then added, "You needn't shoot. I heard you quite well the first time." "Bother," said Pooh. "Isn't there anybody here at all?" "Nobody?" Pooh thought to himself, there must be somebody there, because somebody must have said nobody. So he put his head back in the hole and said, "Well, could you very kindly tell me where Rabbit is?" "He has gone to see his friend Pooh Bear," said Rabbit. "But this is me," said Pooh, very much surprised. "Are you sure?" said Rabbit, still more surprised. Quite sure," said Pooh. "Oh, well, then come in." So Pooh pushed and pushed and pushed his way through the hole, and at last he got in. "You were quite right," said Rabbit, looking at him all over. "It is you. Glad to see you." "Who did you think it was?" "Well, I wasn't sure. You know how it is in the forest. One can't have anybody coming into one's house. One has to be careful. What about a mouthful of something?" Pooh always liked a little something at 11 o'clock in the morning. And he was very glad to see Rabbit getting out the plates and mugs. When Rabbit said, "Honey or condensed milk with your bread?" he was so excited that he said both. And then, so as not seem greedy, and he added, "But don't bother about the bread, please." And for a long time after that he said Nothing. At last, humming to himself in a rather sticky voice, Pooh got up, shook Rabbit lovingly by the paw, and said that he must be going on. "Must you?" said Rabbit politely. "Well," said Pooh, "I could stay a little longer if you..." And he tried very hard to look in the direction of the ladder. "As a matter of fact," said Rabbit, "I was going out myself directly." "Oh, well then, I'll be going on. Goodbye." "Well, goodbye, if you are sure you won't have any more." "Is there any more?" asked Pooh quickly. Rabbit took the covers off the dishes and said, "No, there isn't." "I thought not," said Pooh, nodding to himself. "Well, goodbye. I must be going on." So he started to climb out of the hole. He pulled with his front paws and pushed with his back paws, and in a little while his nose was out in the open again, and then his ears, and then his front paws, and then his shoulders, and then... "Oh, help!" said Pooh. "I'd better go back." "Oh, bother!" said Pooh. "I shall have go on. I can't do either," said Pooh. "Oh, help and bother!" Now, by this time, Rabbit wanted to go for a walk too, and finding the front door full, he went out by the back door and came round the Pooh and looked at him. "Hello, are you stuck?" he asked. "No," said Pooh carelessly, "just resting and thinking and humming to myself." "Here, give us a paw," said Rabbit. Pooh Bear stretched out a paw and Rabbit pulled and pulled and pulled. "Oh," cried Pooh, "you are hurting." "The fact is," said Rabbit, "you are stuck." "It all comes," said Pooh crossly, "if not having front doors big enough." "It all comes," said Rabbit sternly, "of eating too much." Well, well, I shall go and fetch Christopher Robin." Christopher Robin lived at the other end of the forest. When he came back with Rabbit and saw the front half of Pooh sticking out of the hole, he said, "Silly old bear," in such a loving voice that everybody felt quite hopeful again. "I was just beginning to think," said Pooh, sniffing slightly, "that Rabbit might never be able to use his front door again. And I should hate that," he said. "So should I," said Rabbit. "Of course, he'll use his front door again," said Christopher Robin. "Good," said Rabbit. "If we can't pull you out, Pooh, we might push you back." Rabbit stretched his whiskers playfully and pointed out that when Pooh was pushed back, he was back. "You mean I'd never get out?" said Pooh. "I mean," said Rabbit, "that having got so far, it seems a pity to waste it." Christopher Robin noted. There is only one thing to be done," he said. "We shall have to wait for you to get thin again." "How long does getting thin take?" asked Pooh anxiously. "About a week, I should think," said Christopher Robin. "But I can't stay here for a week." "You can stay here all right, silly old bear. It's getting you out which is so difficult." "Well, read to you," said Rabbit carefully. "And I say, you are taking up a good deal of room in my house. Do you mind if I use your back legs as a towel rail?" "Because I mean they are doing nothing, and it would be a very convenient just to hang the towels on them." "A week?" said Pooh gloomily. "What about meals?" I'm afraid no meals," said Christopher Robin, "because of getting thin quicker. But we will read to you." Pooh began to side and then found he couldn't because he was so tightly stuck. And a tear rolled down his eye as he said, "Then, would you read a sustaining book, such as would help and comfort a wet bee in great tightness?" So far we, Christopher Robin, read that sort of book at the north end of Pooh, and Rabbit hugged his washing on the south end. And in the between, Pooh felt himself getting slenderer and slenderer. Then, at the end of the week, Christopher Robin said, "Now!" And he took hold of Pooh's front paws while Rabbit took hold of Christopher Robin, and all Rabbit's friends and relations took hold of Rabbit, and they all pulled together. And for a long time Pooh only say "oh" and "oh." And then all of a sudden he said "pop," just as if a cork were coming out of a bottle. And Christopher Robin and Rabbit and all Rabbit's friends and relations went head over heels backwards, and on the top of them came Winnie the Pooh free. So, with another thanks to his friends, he went on with his walk through the forest, humming proudly to himself. Christopher Robin looked after him lovingly and said to himself, "Silly old bear." The end. Așa, sper că v-a plăcut povestioara lui Winnie the Pooh și ați observat cum el, când ieșea din căsuța iepurașului, a rămas oprit acolo în găurița aceea de la căsuță, așa, și au venit în ajutor și Christopher Robin și toți prietenii lor să-i ajute să iasă Pooh din căsuță. Dar asta nu este tot. În această cărțulie mai aveți o istorioară, o povestioară, Tiger is Embossed. Așa, și dacă doriți, știți deja, trebuie să veniți la noi la bibliotecă și să împrumutați această carte dacă doriți să le mai citiți și pe celelalte istorioare din această cărțulie. Așa, vedeți ce de interesant. Și astăzi, dacă am vorbit despre ursuleț, ghiciți ce facem, desigur, un ursuleț din hârtie. Așa, pentru aceasta aveți nevoie de un cerc cu diametru de 16 cm, așa, 3 cercuri cu diametru de 9 cm, așa, deci sunt două de aceeași culoare, unul este mai deschis, așa, 2 cercuri de 7 cm diametru și 3 cerculețe cu diametru de 3 cm, 3 cerculețe negre, o cariocă neagră și clei. Așa, bine. Haideți să începem cu fața ursulețului. Pentru asta vom lipi pe cercul ăsta mare cu de 16 cm, lipim un cerc de 9 cm de culoare mai deschisă. Iată așa, vedeți? Așa. Și îl lipim aici. Jos. Iată așa, vedeți? L-am lipit. După ce am lipit cerculețul ăsta aici, bătișorul ursulețului, îi lipim năsucul. Luăm un cerculeț de 3 cm, diametru de 3 cm, de culoare neagră și lipim năsucul. Aici așa, în cerculeț, așa, vedeți? Un năsuc. La ursuleț, priviți, aici avem un ursuleț de pluș. Așa, are și el aici, așa. Bine, după ce am lipit năsucul, lipim 2 ochișori. Așa, de asemenea luăm 2 cerculețe de culoare neagră cu diametru de 3 cm și le lipim pe fața ursulețului. Așa, ce lipsește ursulețului nostru? Așa, ia priviți ce lipsește ursulețul nostru. 2 urechiușe, așa? 2 urechi. Așa, bine. Pentru asta luăm 2 cercuri cu diametru 9 cm. Pe ele lipim celelalte 2 cercuri mai mici cu diametru de 7 cm. Iată așa. Așa, cu și de pe jur le lipesc și vă arăt și vouă. după aia lipim urechiușele la capul ursulețului. Iată așa mod. Așa, acum și-o lipesc și eu. Așa, sper că se vede bine și înțelegeți ce fac eu aici. Pe vers am aplicat niște clei și am lipit urechiușele. Așa. Lipsește ceva ursulețului nostru. Cred că gurița aici lipsește. Pentru asta aveți nevoie de o cariocă neagră și desenăm gurița ursulețului. Așa. Ursulețul nostru este gata. Așa, cred că vă place ursulețul nostru, da? Așa, și eu rog copiii care privesc aceste videouri și fac aceste aplicații împreună cu mine, ursuleți, ce am mai făcut noi, coronițe de prințese, să adăugați acolo în comentarii lucrările voastre mai jos la acest video. Și încă ce am vrut să vă mai zic, la noi în bibliotecă nu sunt doar în limba engleză cărți despre Winnie, despre ursulețul Winnie. Avem și în alte limbi scrise, avem în limba rusă, aici vedeți niște cărți, avem și în limba română. Eu am făcut aici așa o mini-expoziție și iată aceste două sunt în limba engleză. Tot de la noi, de la bibliotecă. Dacă doriți să le împrumutați, deja știți ce trebuie să faceți, să veniți la noi la bibliotecă și cu mare drag le împrumutăm pentru voi acasă. Și nu uitați, marți și miercuri la orele 11:00 vă dau întâlnire cu colegile noastre la ora poveștilor latine acasă și la ora 13:00 ceas istorie. Pa, pa!